The news read by Sadia Sattar. First, the headlines. All is set to celebrate Eid Miladun-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam on Tuesday across the country with religious and traditional zeal. Speaker National Assembly has said peace in Afghanistan is vital for the prosperity in the entire region. Information Minister says despite economic challenges, significant growth of profit is being witnessed in industrial, agriculture and construction sectors. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, All Parties Hurriyat Conference expressing concern over critical situation of territory has said over 1 million people have been left on mercy of Indian troops. Saudi government has reopened Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Nabawi for all vaccinated Namazis, abolishing condition of social distance. In Yemen, Saudi-led coalition has claimed to have killed over 160 Houthi rebels in southern city of Marib. And now the news in detail. Faithful will celebrate Eid Miladun-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam on Tuesday across the country with religious and traditional zeal, renewing the pledge to disseminate teachings of Allah Almighty's last messenger across the globe. The day will dawn with a 31 and 21 gun salute in the federal and provincial capitals, respectively, to pay homage to Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khatmun Nabiyyin. Special prayers will be offered in mosques for peace, progress and prosperity of the country, besides early liberation of Palestine and Kashmir. Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed the Ministry of Religious Affairs to celebrate Jashn-e-Eid Miladun-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam across the country in an unprecedented manner. Imran Khan has also directed the federal ministers and members of parliament to celebrate Eid Miladun-Nabi in their constituencies with full zeal. Speaker National Assembly Asad Qaisar says peace in Afghanistan is vital for prosperity of the entire region. Addressing a function in Swabi today, he said Pakistan wants peace in Afghanistan, which will bring positive impact on the situation of the whole region. Asad Qaisar said Rashaka Economic Zone will create hundreds of jobs opportunities besides promoting economic activities. Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Chaudhry Fawad Hussain, says economic difficulties are temporary as industry, agriculture and construction sectors are showing historic profits. In his tweets today, the minister said, as a nation, we will face difficulties together. The Information Minister urged the private sector to increase the salaries of their workers to help mitigate effects of inflation. Regarding propaganda about oil prices, he said, we are not living in isolation from rest of the world. If oil and gas prices go up in the international market, prices in Pakistan will also rise. The minister said the entire country cannot be run on subsidies. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Farooq Habib says despite the global inflation, Pakistan's economy has witnessed growth due to prudent policies of the PTI government. Talking to a private news channel today, he said the government is trying its level best to minimize the impact of global inflation on poor people. The Minister of State said the government is trying to control the inflation on sustainable basis, and in this connection, long-term policies are being implemented to enhance export with diversification. Farooq Habib said the government would soon introduce food support program under which 12 million poor families would be provided direct subsidy on food items. Minister for Food Security and Research Syed Fakhr Imam says the impact of climate change on agricultural sector and human life is a major challenge for sustainable environmental development in the country. He was speaking at the launching of 7-day awareness campaign on Eat, Move and Live Sustainability for Sustainable Living Standards and Better Living in accordance with the environmental standards in Islamabad today. The minister said the sustainable environmental growth is key to to improvement of agricultural sector on which human life depends. He said the climate change has also affected our agriculture sector, including major crops such as cotton and wheat, which are in dire need of extreme weather protection. Speaking on the occasion, Sweden's ambassador Henrik Persson appreciated the present government of Pakistan for taking important steps to address the negative effects of climate change and to maintain quality of life in the country. This is Radio Pakistan. Chairman Kashmir Committee Shahryar Khan Afridi says Pakistan government, its all political parties and institutions are on the same page on Kashmir issue. Addressing a Kashmir conference in Italy, he said self-determination is the due right of Kashmiris and nobody can deprive them of their right. Addressing the conference, Punjab Governor Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar said that Indian forces are committing grave human rights violations in the occupied territory. He urged international community to end its silence on the atrocities in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference, expressing serious concern over prevailing situation of the territory, has said that people have been left at the mercy of 1 million Indian forces. The APHC Vice Chairman Ghulam Ahmed Gulzar, in a statement, deplored that the Indian fascist regime has laced the military forces with the police powers to arrest, interrogate and lodge FIR against any person, which is a violation of international law. He said that since Kashmir dispute is internationally recognized, so it should be resolved in accordance with the will of the Kashmiri people who have given unprecedented sacrifices for the Kashmir cause. He also termed termination of services of Sayyid Ali Gilani's grandson Anisul Islam by the Modi regime as political vendetta. Anis was working as a research officer at International Convention Center in Srinagar. Jammu and Kashmir People's League has also denounced the termination of Kashmiri employees from services, describing the act as absolute absence of abuse of power. Meanwhile, Jammu and Kashmir Waqf Board has finalized arrangements for celebration of Eid Miladun-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the main function of Eid Miladun-Nabi will be held at Dargah Hazrat Bal. On the other hand, senior Kashmiri journalists have complained for state repression under Modi in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Saudi Arabian government has opened Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Nabawi sallallahu alaihi wasallam for namazis. Those who have been fully vaccinated can now enter Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Nabawi. Restriction and hurdles placed in Masjid al-Haram to maintain social distance have also been removed. However, wearing mask and use of Umrah training app is mandatory. The Saudi-led coalition has claimed to have killed 160 Houthi rebels in southern city of Marib. In a statement, the coalition spokesman said that 11 military vehicles were also destroyed in the raids. Palestine has welcomed the efforts to prevent the immediate accession of Israel as an observer state in African Union. In a statement, Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas will participate in the summit. The African Union Executive Council in the 39th Ordinary Session in Addis Ababa has decided to postpone taking a final position regarding granting Israel observer status in the Union until the AU summit scheduled for February next year. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan has said that the United States has proposed the sale of F-16 fighter jets to Ankara in return for its investment in the F-35 program. Speaking to reporters in Ankara before departing for a trip to West Africa, he said Turkey wants a return for its investment of $1.4 billion in the F-35 program, and negotiations are going on. Turkey had ordered more than 100 F-35 jets, but the U.S. removed Ankara from the program in 2019 after it acquired Russian S-400 missile defense systems. In the first match of a qualifying round of ICC T20 World Cup at Muscat, Oman beat Papua New Guinea by 10 wickets today. Batting first, Papua New Guinea scored 129 for 9 in stipulated 20 overs, while Oman achieved the target of 130 without no loss. The second match will be played between Bangladesh and Scotland at 1900 hours. And finally, the weather update. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, wind, thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Upper Punjab, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir, and Islamabad. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, do log on to our website radio.gov.pk.